Hello there and welcome back. Jin here. Welcome to part 2 of Mr. Love Queen's Choice. So this is going to be the second installment. In part 1, if you have not watched again, I'll leave it as the first link in the description. So part 1 was the introduction of the game and we met 2 of the potential bachelors. So hopefully in the next part here we will meet the rest of the guys in the game. So we're just going to pick up off from where we left last time. So please, if you have not watched part 1, please watch it down below. Alright, then let's get right into it and start. And before you like this video, can you please give it a like and subscribe? I would really appreciate it. Like for the guys in the game. Alright, let's go. Okay, it looks like you can claim rewards throughout the game. Don't forget to claim the rewards because they might disappear. Okay, let's continue. Let's start part 2 now. I didn't return to the office as planned. Instead, I got in a car heading to a bioscience research center. That call on the road turned out to be from Uncle John. He's a biology professor at Loveland University and helped Miracle Finder many times as a guest expert. He's out of the country right now, but he called to introduce another neuroscience professor to be our guest. That's interesting. This scientist works in a research center and is also a professor at Loveland University. The whole point of Miracle Finder was to find superhumans and discover the science behind their powers. Hopefully, this neuroscience expert will help me finish the last show. I grasped at this straw, however unreliable it may seem. Subconsciously, I felt this trip might change the fate of Jin Company. Why do they call it that? Change my fate, even. Let's see. LUCIEN Bioscience Research Center. Yes. If reception was right, Professor Lucien works in this lab, and Professor Lucien is our next bachelor. Having a research center named after himself, he must be a very senior professor. We have a company named after yourself, don't talk. I'll have to be on my best behavior. Just when I was going to knock, the door was pushed open and a young researcher walked out. Spotting me, he seemed to be surprised, but then he regained composure and nodded with a smile. He looked at me kindly but remotely, like he was inspecting a strange new being. The way he watched me made me a little uneasy. Hello, I'm looking for Professor Lucien. Hearing the words, the young researcher seemed to be a little surprised. And I ran away.
What do you want with him?
I'm a producer from Jin Company. Here's my card. I want to invite the professor to be our guest on the show Miracle Finder.
Miracle Finder? Oh, I've heard of that. Why do you want Mr. Lucien on your show?
It's Lucien. I would say Lucien, like Lucille, but Professor John recommended. He interrupted.
I've seen your recent shows. Your choice of topics is somewhat problematic.
This guy's a bit snarky, isn't he? Looks like this guy isn't going to introduce me to Lucien. He really has an axe to grind about our show. I tried not to show anger. Thanks for your advice. Perhaps you don't know our show that well. I got a number from Professor John. I think I'll call him myself. When I found the number Uncle John gave me and tapped the call button, a girl in white walked over. Hello, Professor Lucien. The young researcher nodded with a smile. The girl skipped happily away, but I was frozen in place. Then the ringing of a phone came from his lab coat pocket. Of course, this is the professor. I hung up the call and looked up. The young genius professor was still smiling, but I felt he had become even happier. You snarky one, you.
Would you like to talk inside my office?
I feel like Lucien's a bit like Juman in his character roles here. Lucien's office. I think I'm starting to like Lucien a little bit. Professor Lucien? I never imagined you'd be so young. I'm so sorry. I annoyedly made a mental note. Never judge people by their appearance.
It's alright. I didn't introduce myself.
No, you did not. Thanks. So, let me tell you about the plan for the last show of Miracle Finder.
Yes, please. You can use my blackboard if you like.
And now he's being nice. Suspicious? Sure. I took a deep breath and started the introduction. For our final show, the theme we're going with is lies that can't be seen through.
I'm sorry, but I think this plan is not feasible.
And why not? What? I haven't even begun yet.
I viewed the files you gave me.
So quickly. But, didn't you just glance at them? Lucien, seemingly very smug, laughed out loud. Smug is the right way to describe this guy.
It's nothing. Let me explain the details.
Is this his power? Because I think all the guys in the game have a power, and I think the MC has one too. He walked over to the blackboard, very close to me. I felt a little nervous.
So, what's your view of superpowers?
Believe in them. I think superpowers may really exist in this world. Suddenly, he looked into my eyes very earnestly.
Why do you think this?
Dad's Miracle Finder is a show about superpowers. I've seen many phenomena. Sometimes, we fail to explain them scientifically. Perhaps superpowers do exist.
Have you heard of the Red Queen hypothesis?
No, actually I have not. Please educate me. No? What's that?
Now here, you see, it takes all the running you can do to keep in the same place.
Interesting. Is that a quote from Alice Through the Looking Glass?
Humans have existed outside of natural selection for too long. They have forgotten how cruel the world is.
Huh? It sounds weird, but true. In nature, humans have no more threats.
But it's dangerous when you forget to fear. Do you know the way to avoid danger?
Is there a way? Suddenly, Lucien drew close. I stepped back involuntarily, leaning against the blackboard. With one hand on the board, he drew in very close. The sunlight backlit and obscured his face. My heart beat like crazy.
When you're in danger.
He leaned in even closer to my ear and whispered,
Trust your instincts.
While I was still wondering what all that meant, this mysterious neuroscientist let me go.
Sorry. I didn't want any other people to overhear those words.
What? It's just the two of us in the room. Are you sure?
What you cannot see isn't necessarily non-existent. Like a crisis lurking in the dark.
Now I'm very curious what's going to happen later on in this story. Oh, okay. I got it.
Back to your show. Since it's subject to superpowers, you should have your own thoughts on the matter. However, your view on superpowers is still framed by your father's views. Am I right?
My father built Miracle Finder with his own hands, piece by piece.
Every show reflects the character, the color of its producer. However, I don't see any of your color in this. This is still the same episode plan as 2 years ago.
I think Mr. Lucien has a point.
Your color, it's very special. Unlike any other, at least to my eyes.
What can he say, aura or something like that? I'm starting to understand. Thank you, Professor Lucien. Lucien raised his eyebrows in slight annoyance.
Are you leaving?
Yes. I have to return to prep for the show with my colleagues.
Should I have lectured a little longer just then?
Huh?
It's fine. You can go now.
Yeah, she should have stayed a little bit longer considering she went out of her way to go and meet up with him. Professor Lucien, would you attend our last show? Sorry. I meant after I finish our new show plan, I'll come back and...
All right. I'm in.
Good. Huh? What? Lucien smiled and patted my head.
I'm in. I hope I won't be disappointed.
Don't worry, you won't be. Great. Thank you, Professor.
Next time we meet, you can just call me Lucien.
It is Lucien. Why were they saying Lucien? I nodded shyly, then left his office. Okay, so I'll finish up this part here now, and hopefully in the next part we'll meet the next guy. Oh yeah, but anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and turn on the notifications to see the next part in this playthrough. And comment down below and let me know what you think of Professor Lucien. But anyways, I will see you probably tomorrow or very, very soon in the next part of Mr. Love Queen's Choice. So part 3, hopefully we'll meet the next guy. But until then, bye! Looks a lot better, I think.